Are we on? Looks like we're on. Good evening, good morning, regardless of where you are in the world. It feels like, though, we've captured everything with those two phrases. Good morning, good evening. I mean, it's evening here in the UK. And what a day of Bundesliga we've had. Wow. Never a lot of results into there which we can unpack. And going from unpack to sticker pack, always thinking, we're trying something new. Yeah, we're trying something new, which is a sort of sticker opening. And I say sort of, and you'll see what I mean very soon. Anyway, welcome to the channel in general. His name's Gonzo. My name's Craig. This is where we predominantly talk about German football, talk about Bundesliga, all the teams from all the pyramid. I guess the focal point is the Bundesliga. It is the title race at present between Munich and Leverkusen. That's a thumping. Feels like it was more of a routine 4-0 win for Munich over Frank Schmidt's hiding time. Feels like it steadied the nerves a little bit for big brain Vincent Kompany, because they've got the points on the board. A classy Harry Kane go-ahead goal in that game. Top performance from Serge Gnabry. Great to see Conrad Lima score, because anyone whose name is Conrad, especially with a K, that gets a cliche bill. Ding 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 dong. We need some sound effects, don't we? So like I say, we'll try something different. Let's just make sure we're all working. It looks like we are. Yeah, looks like we're all functioning. Okay, so stickers.
This idea, by the way, was inspired by this. And watching a few other streams as well. But this is an OG sticker book from 1994. I am nearly 44 years of age, so again, you can do the maths on that. 30. Wow. Sorry, it's just sunk in how old I am. Yeah. 1993-94, so this is 31 years old. I'll tell you, I got it in 93, so yeah, 31, 32 years old. Wow. I've carried this around with me no matter where I've lived, who I've lived with. I would say who I've supported, but yeah. We try and be impartial and objective, but we are closet Arsenal fans, as you can
probably tell by Gonzo. Stood proudly next to. Is he stood proudly next to Mesut Ozil? Yeah, I know he's a very divisive character, but we enjoyed his time with Arsenal and his time at Schalke and Werder Bremen.
But back to the stickers, yeah. So I've seen other people in channels open stickers, and that seems to do really well. And we're not doing it because we're aping other people's ideas, because we're desperate for the views. It's not a vanity play. In
fact, I'll just put the camera on my eye so you can see. It's not a vanity play. It's interesting. Interesting on many levels that some of these videos get thousands of views. And in my mind, which is opened all the time because I'm a very liberal thinker, I like to try ideas like this, like the whole Bundesliga niche focus. And it is niche, However, it is growing. The channel is growing week on week, which is really positive. And the more live streams we do, the more people come into the chat, the more people put ideas forward. We're starting to recruit regulars. We've got a Discord as well, by the way, and I will put a link to the Discord in the description. And depending on how this goes, I will chop it up, put a bow on it, and turn it into a VOD. Either way, there's going to be a link in the description for our Discord, which you can join. Again, it's early days. We're trying new things. Some of these channels, these other people that have been opening stickers and playing Football Manager and talking about various domestic football leagues like the Premier League, like the Bundesliga, like Serie A, like the Mexican League, Argentina, MLS. Some of these people have been going for a long time, 4, 5, 10 plus years. You know, I've been on this planet for nearly 44, and I'm relatively new to content creation, but I'm doing it full time. So I suppose on that note, there's a cheeky request, well, an honest, heartfelt request that if you are in this chat or if you are viewing it and you want to join in the chat, please do. The chat is everything's inversed, isn't it? The chat's here. Again, we're trying to build a safe space because real men cry too. You know, we all love football. There's going to be clubs that we like, clubs that we don't like. You know, there's going to be banter. There's going to be players that we can't stand. There's going to be players that we idolise. And that's okay, right? Because it's a safe space. And we should create a safe space. The world should be a safe space. It isn't always. But again, part of the rules of our Discord and the rules for being in this channel, there's only 3. It's quite simple. No religion, no politics. And if you laugh with and not at, because men cry too. So that's a heartfelt appeal that I'm doing this full time. So if you are here, please like and subscribe. Get stuck in. Come in the chat, because again, everyone's welcome here.
Let's come back to the stickers then. Yeah, let's come back to these stickers. So again, I owned this when I was, what, 13, 14 years of age, and I'm now 44. And as I flick through this, there's some absolute ballers. I mean, again, look at that, I was one short. One short. And off the top of my head, looks like it was Paul Merson. We were missing Paul Merson back in 1994. Anyway, we can go through that another day. You know, there's some interesting teams in here. Look at that OG Liverpool kit. Sorry if you can see it. Again, I'm experimenting with the camera. We're using my iPhone as an overhead. One day when this takes off, I'll invest in some actual digital SLR cameras. Look at that, the old Man City badge. Now Quinn. Now Quinn's disco trousers was an iconic fantasy football team name back in the day. It was an OG name. Yeah, Niall Quinn's disco trousers. There's Ian Rush. So as you can see, look, back in 1993, 1994, I'd done really well. There's Manchester of United, Alex Ferguson. There's some. Look at Dion Dublin, pre-Homes Under the Hammer. Look at that tash. And also, I thought we'd use this sticker album idea as a jumping off point. So I should probably
back to me as a jumping off point, cerebrally or mentally, to talk about, you know, just memories of players and transfers and games and grounds that we've been to and iconic moments. Moments. You take back in. Yeah,
it's a jumping off point. Bit of fun. That's all this is. A bit of fun. It's a Saturday evening. You know, it's Easter weekend. We should be relaxing. All of us should be relaxing. Clicking buttons frantically. Trying to make sure we've got everything in the right place. A place for everything and everything in its place. Another monitor. Another monitor would be really good. Again, that's the sort of thing that professional streamers own, right? It's an investment I need to make. Just, you know, money's tight. Money's tight. Look at that, Shevchenko. Not Shevchenko, Kanchelski. Before he went to Everton and then up to Rangers. Steve Bruce, loved and adored here in Hull. I live in Hull, by the way. Hull City season ticket holder for my sins. We'll be going on Monday. Home game against Preston. 3 games left. Preston at home. Derby at home. 6 pumped to that one. And then an away trip to Portsmouth, where hopefully we're not having to win to stay in the division, the Championship, because that would be a nightmare. Ryan Giggs there. Oh, another one missing. I wonder who that was. I'm assuming that was the club badge. Was it the club badge? Yeah, and the way they used to do it was shiny. Oh, look at this, like programmes. This is cool. Really cool. Well, I've still got that look. Still got the inlay where you could order stickers that you make. What's the chances?
What's the chances, do you think, of people still responding to mail 31, 32 years later. Oh, that's funny. That was really funny.
There's a rather uncomfortable looking Clive Allen with Richard Keys, before that faux pas live on air. Was that Annika Rice? Anna Walker. Wow, there you go. Umvavu. Bit of skirt from back in the day. Bit of blue for the dads. Says the kits. Now this is fascinating. Again, I could zoom in, but my whole display will fall apart. But look at the kits. There's the Norwich City birdcage. I don't know if you can just see that one. I can bring it a little bit closer. There's the Norwich City birdcage. Classic Newcastle with a big Nuki Brown star in the middle. Swindon, yes, of course. They're one of the... well, not OG, because... When did the Premier League come in? 1993. This was the second season. So some teams that don't exist, really, do they? Wimbledon do exist, but under a different guise. There's old Leeds with the classic Thistle hotels. Coventry. Before they ended up where they were all the way down into League One, weren't they, at one point? Oh, that Everton away kit. Oh, salmon and... What is that? Sorry. I do struggle with colours, being colourblind, but yeah, sort of like a dark blue, purple and salmon, purple and orange. What a combo! Oh, who here used to own an Amiga, by the way? Who still owns an Amiga? That's a question. We've got one in the loft. Yeah, we've got the Amiga 1200.
Yeah, we've got the Amiga 1200 in the loft. It doesn't... Feels like it needs some TLC, some soldering. It was all, I say integrated. It came with a monitor, which was separate. So it wasn't integrated. You were lying to yourself and to you lot. Yeah. Some of my favourite gaming memories of all time are on that machine. In fact, let's assume this goes well. Let's assume people are enjoying it. Let's assume I enjoy it, right? Let's assume Gonzo. He asked for it, didn't he, Gonzo? He asked to relive the past, even though ironically he wasn't around. Or maybe he was. He's been assembled from different components in a factory in China. But maybe he has been around forever. I don't know. Where was I going with that one? Yes. Let's assume this is fun. In fact, fuck it, we'll do it anyway. I'll bring down some of my OG Amiga games, because, apart from the ones that were pirated. But everyone did it back then. It was a different world, right? It was a different world. This was pre-internet. This was like early 90s. Again, around about the same time as this
sticker book,
I used to own some. I still have. Sorry, got some great games. Got an original Mortal Kombat, an original. There's an original like Jungle Strike, Urban Strike, one of those games. And one of my favourite games of all time, Sensible World of Soccer, where you could be the manager, you could pick from those customised teams, you could transfer in players, you could create your own. There was an editor in there. Yeah, Sensible World of Soccer is I'd say it is my favourite game of all time. And I've met John here, bless him, scared the life out of him the first time I met him. Overwhelmed him with my passion. He's still going, by the way. Is it Sociable Soccer? That's the game that he's pushing at the minute, which is a sort of throwback to that era. But yeah, upstairs in the loft, not only is there an OG Amiga 1200, there is as well some original boxed games with manuals as well. One of those includes Sensible World of Soccer. And I used to have, what was the other one? Football Glory. Yeah. Which, again, if I remember rightly, was iconic because the box had England from the World Cup winning team from 1966, Bobby Moore's on the shoulders of, I don't remember who, holding the OG Jules Rimet trophy. That was the front cover of the box. Yeah, Football Glory. Anyway, back to stickers.
Right. So this is the OG album. This is the inspiration. So we'll carefully put that to one side. And this is the heartthrob. This is the icon. This is the focus of this stream, anyway. So it's not this season's. Obviously, because that would be 2005 all over the front cover. This was picked up last year? Yeah, obviously like January 2024. So technically, it does wrap around this season. As you can see, well, it potentially is last season because I just noticed that some of these kits have changed. I mean, look, for example, that's Declan Rice. God, he looks younger there, doesn't he? That was only a year ago. That's a different shirt for Arsenal because we own... Actually, we don't own that one, do we?
We don't own that one. We do own the away kit. The where's it gone? The Lynx Africa kit. We own that one. We've got that home kit as well.
Come back here. So here's the sticker album. Untouched. Well, I mean, I'm touching it. I'm leafing through it. Leafing, thumbing. Pick your adjective. I'm thumbing through it now. There's a few got in there. A few Arsenal ones. Some spoilers. Right, like I said
in the description down below, we're sort of opening them because, and let me give you the backstory. I have children, 2 of them, 2 boys. They don't live with me at present, and I'd rather avoid the politics of that because, again, there's no politics, no religion, and you laugh with each other, not at. So they're not here, obviously, because it's quiet. They're into football. They are Arsenal fans. They're the tipping point for them and their passion for football was World Cup in Qatar. That World Cup, 2022, where we stayed up late. Well, they stayed up late because of their ages at the time for their bedtime and the kickoff times. Anyway, that England game where we lost to dirty France as opposed to dirty Leeds, when Harry Kane puts that penalty an inch over the bar and we get knocked out in was that the quarter-final? Yeah, quarter-final. That was the tipping point for them. They suddenly became really interested in football. And then the whole, the whole stone gathering moss, gathering momentum, as we discovered on stream the other day. Yes, what a unique phrase that Bob Dylan gave his fans the Poznan once. That was true, right? I've once seen Bob Dylan come out on stage, turn his chair around, and perform these back to the crowd, and that's not how a live performance, a live show should go, is it? Anyway, so yeah, Bob Dylan did once Poznan a crowd. I need to find some footage, some evidence of that, otherwise I'll get called out as being a fraud. So I've got children. The tipping point was the Qatar World Cup. Everything just took off after that. Football kits, football outside, FKWs, I suppose, as we call ourselves as adults. But they're allowed, right? Because they're young. Well, they were young anyway. So FKW, full kit wanker, that was allowed. They got behind Arsenal. We went to Emirates. We've done the stadium tour. We used to stay up there and watch all the games, right? Whether it's Saturday morning, afternoons, evening kickoffs, midweek games. Yeah, we would get right behind it. Then we used to go and watch Hull City. That's where the season ticket came in. And then my life changed again. I don't talk about it on here because it's personal. However, I have another channel which I can put a link in the description. But I don't want to distract from the focus of this. But I also create content and stream and on TikTok as well as I Am Turkey Salad Boy. I Am Turkey Salad Boy. If you just stick in Turkey Salad Boy, you'll find me anyway. So I'm parking that. That's my personal story journey. That's the politics that I have to live with day in, day out. So they opened all these stickers. However, they didn't get around to sticking them in this actual book.
Right. So again, where's the camera? There, look. There's the first wedge stack, whatever you want to bundle, whatever you want to call it, of stickers. So they've already been opened, as you saw. 2 were already put into this album because they're Arsenal.
Because again, my children were fixated, or 2 boys were fixated about Arsenal. But here's the stickers. So what we'll do is I can't recreate the magic, not just with them. Whoa, we'll start drinking soon. I can't open them like Minster Man does and make it all sexy. What I can do, and I've got an idea, is that I'll open it. So I need to
switch this camera back. We'll do it like this. We'll cover the top one, and then we'll see who's underneath, and then we'll put some in, right? Again, it's a Saturday evening. It's free and easy night. This is a safe space. Again, if you are here, if you are viewing, thank you so much for giving up your...
Thank you so much for giving up your free time. Feel free to join the chat. Again, well, in fact, pretty much every subject, as long as it's not inherently about religion or politics, and if you're trying to make a funny or you're laughing, you're trying to make a comment, an observation about what's going on. I suppose I'm the rare exception. You can laugh at me, but I prefer it if you laugh with me. And certainly in the Discord, which again there'll be a link in the description, let's laugh with other people, not at them, right? Because we don't need it. The world's a tough, ugly place at times, and I'm sure there's other people out there that are single parents of boys and girls, boys in particular, that they haven't seen for a while, right? So maybe you're out there, maybe you're struggling, right? Maybe financially you're struggling because it's fucking expensive, isn't it? Again, let's not get into the politics too much of modern life, but all I'm trying to say is we're trying to create a safe space where if there is something on your mind or you just want to use football as an outlet, Bundesliga, which is the core focus of the channel, then do it because it's safe, right? Because men cry too. And if we do it on stream, that might make for great content.
Back to the stickers. Right. So let's try it that way, right? So there's the album. We'll come back to that one. Okay. We'll come back to that. So, and I'm just a bit reluctant to zoom in because if I do that, I'll ruin the whole set. But anyway, right. Let's have a look at the top one. I know the Monster Man guy does it really cleverly, doesn't it? Right. We could just do it this way. Look. There you go. First sticker then. First sticker live on stream. That's fascinating. Jack Sweet 1 2 3 and the Taffman 10 community will enjoy that. It's Fraser Forster, as I'm sure Put the Shades on would enjoy that if he was around. There you go. So the first sticker we've sort of
opened is Fraser Forster. There you go. That's the first one. We're on the board now. Yeah, it's Tottenham. Again, there's only one team in North London, right? But only one team in NW5. Isn't that right, Gonzo? Yeah. Anyway, there's the first one. We're on the board, so we'll put Fraser to one side, and we'll try and
do this as efficiently as we can. Second one, then. I promise. Oh, it's a shiny. I can tell you that now. It's gold. Always believing. Who's this? This is Morgan Gibbs White. Where's the camera gone? Sorry.
Second one for the stream, Morgan Gibbs White. Now, from what I recall, he has been picked by Thomas Tuchel, ex-Bayern Munich manager. He has been picked to play for England. He has played a few games, right? Although there seems to be reluctance from... I'll just put him there. From the...
He's up there, look, see? He's on top of Fraser Forster. Not like that, it's not that kind of channel. What we'll do, I need to turn all these over so I can't see what they are, otherwise I'm just going to give the game away. Now, obviously they've got numbers on the back because that's unique to how Panini put their collection together, look. You can't really see.
Probably see it better here. Look, each individual sticker, I just realised, obviously I can see this one because he's facing me. What I can tell you is he's smiling. He's really happy. I mean, should be the amount of money he's earning per week. Let's not go down that rant today. All I'm saying is, look, each of these players have got an individual sticker number. However, I've seen this one. I've given the game away on that one. You don't know, do you? You don't know who it is. I know who it is, but you don't know who it is. I know more than you. Right, but I'm putting them there.
This stack, this stash, this bundle. There you go. Look, see, there it is. Just to prove it again, like a poor man's Paul Daniels. God bless his soul. I never checked if the volume's working. Actually, I assume it is. If there's anyone in the live chat, I'd be grateful if you could confirm to me that. Just confirm to me the volume's working, please, because otherwise it's going to be a bit of a dry stream, isn't it? Talking of dry, let's get a quick drink. Knock off. What we got here? Knock off Lilt. Remember Lilt? Sorry.
Remember Lilt? Totally tropical taste. I won't black it up. I won't offend anybody. I tell you what, that's not bad. That it's not Guinness. I'll probably open a Guinness soon. Who here likes Guinness? Anybody? Any Guinness fans? Stout? Actually, you know what? It's not actually Guinness. Guinness was last night. It's the BrewDog Black. What do you call it? Black Heart. Sort of a code name for my ex-wife, Black Heart. But you know, she's raising the children, doing a great job. Again, that's on a separate channel. Anyway, yeah, it's BrewDog Black Heart Stout. I love stouts. And anything that, my favourite one has got to be Titanic. Yeah, plum porter. Any plum porter, any porter drinks. You know, the darker the drink, the better. Anything porter, anything with plum in it. Whoa, that I could sit and drink that all night. Yeah. And then maybe have a kebab. What would be in the kebab? Chicken shawarma and a garlic bread. You can't have it. You can't have a kebab without a garlic bread, can you? That makes you a heathen. Anyway,
we possibly will open a stout because it's Easter, isn't it?
Sorry, it's the. I don't know why I'm doing that. No one's died. Jamal Musiala's not died, by the way. I said I went for a bit of a clickbait in my TikTok because we're on TikTok too. Yeah, we're here. This is live on YouTube. Hi everyone. If you're viewing, please come and join the chat. We've got a Discord again. Link will be in the description. And we use TikTok more frequently. I mean, we, like every content creator, we're trying to. You set these profiles up, and then you go, "Where's your audience?" And actually, what you're more comfortable with. More comfortable with YouTube. We will start going on Twitch. However, it's a scary place. And we've also got TikTok. I like TikTok. In fact, if you go onto TikTok, you look up at German Football Spotlight. If you look at the TikTok we made today about a prediction for Munich versus Heidenheim, that's our best TikTok. Sorry, Gonzo. Our best TikTok to date, actually, because there's music on it and there was some really cool transitions. You know, 25 years ago, I went to university. I studied, and I was pretty talented at filming and editing and adding transitions. Do you know what? It's a regret of mine that I should have really followed that up. But then again, here we are, right? Here we are, 25 years later, 31 years later, with the same sticker album that I've been carrying around with me, and I'm still getting to use these skills, which is exciting, right? Filming skills, editing skills, storytelling, talking about football, reliving the happier memories of the past, because I'm sure, like me, not all your childhood memories are happy. Hopefully they are. Hopefully your current day memories of, not just memories, the present moment's happy for you. It's not every day, is it? Not every day's easy, right? Some days are good, some like Gattuso. Some days may be good, some days may be shit. You know, that is life, right? That's number one.
Back to the stickers, right? So there's the Anton stack. See what I did there? Little reference to the Hoffenheim midfielder. Right. Let's do this one next. Right, what have we got next? Ooh, baby, I love you way. What am I doing? Oh, making a mess of this. Right, who's this one? Looks like another Tottenham. It is Ivan Perisic.
Perisic, what a baller. Now, I recall, and I learnt this fact from watching Ellis Platten of Away Days. At Away Days, you find him on most social media platforms, but he went to one of the derbies in Croatia. And I recall that this guy, for a season, because I think he's currently... Where's he playing now? Is it Juventus? I'd have to look it up. Let's look it up. Because I'm making a mess of this. Let's have a quick look. I just realised I moved the keyboard. Ivan Perisic. If there's anyone in the chat, feel free to let me know. Perisic. Ivan Perisic. Here we go. Transfer market. Oh, Wikipedia, whichever one. Yeah, I thought it was PSV because did they knock Juventus out of the Champions League, which was fascinating. Anyway, he went back to play for. I think it was Hajduk Split for a single game. Yeah, went back to play for Hajduk Split. I think he played for free because it was out of passion, right? Because he wanted to play in that single derby game, which was the game that Ellis went to. There you go. He's obviously not there now because he's at PSV, which highlights the point that these are not correct. These are not the modern day. These aren't the 2025 stickers. We will, if this works and people enjoy it, we will go and invest in that. But as it stands, we are living in the past. There we go.
Right. No, we'll leave him out. We'll leave him there so you can see him. Who's next then? Who's next? Who we got next? Oh, looks like another shiny one. This Joel Ward, Crystal Palace. There you go.
It's probably easy to do it that way. If there are any Crystal Palace fans in, let us know about your thoughts on Joel Ward. Can't say I've got too many facts or figures or exposure to him. I don't think I've ever seen him play. I'm sure he's a nice bloke. Joel Ward, defender, right back. There you go. 1.88 metres tall. I don't know what these other numbers are. 29, 10, 89. I'm assuming that's his birthday. That's later in the year. I did guess university with a diehard Crystal Palace fan who was a fucking amazing footballer. Dave Benson Phillips. That wasn't his real name because that was a character in a children's TV show. Was that Play Days? Anyway, Dave Phillips. What a fucking amazing footballer he was. His older brother, Craig, similar name to mine, useless. Fucking big drinker though. As was Dave Phillips, by the way. Yeah, cracking footballer. Pretty handy in goal. I think he once told me that he trained with Mike Tyler, M-A-I-K. Mike Tyler, formerly of Peterborough, because that's where Dave was from. But yeah, diehard Palace fan. As is another guy I know called Graham, spelt in a funky way. Funky way. Graeme. Yeah, Graham's a Palace fan. There you go. I've got another friend as well called Terry, who's QPR, but he lives near Sellers Park. So I've been past that ground. Anyway, where are we going with this one? That's fun, isn't it? If you're enjoying this, by the way, please let me know. Again, feel free to like and subscribe. Join the Discord. It's not in the chat, is it? But it needs to be. In fact, we can drop it into the chat here. Give me a reason. What am I doing? Discord. Right, invite friends. You're assuming I've got some. Right. Why is that not showing? Oh, don't do this to me. Let's take it out of studio mode a second. It should be working. That should be on the screen now. What we just moved there? I don't know. I don't know what that is. What we just moved? I don't know what that is. Live screen chat anyway, that's the one. You can see that, I assume. It's covering my face. Let's bring it down a bit. There we go. We probably should put it on this as well, shouldn't we, really? Let's put it here then. Let's see. Don't cause a scene. Live chat. There you go. We'll just bring it down a bit because we're working here. We're working. Right. That's the studio mode, so we can all see what we're doing. Close that down a bit. We'll
was going to pin it to the top, but it doesn't matter. You can see what we're doing, can't you? Right, we'll just move things around a little bit. There's the Discord link. That was the...
That was the whole point of going off topic there. Yeah, feel free to click on that link. I will also add it. Let's also add it to this. Let's add it in here. Look. Oh, baby, I love you way every day. Have you got any memories of opening stickers? Again, please share them in the chat. The album that we're working off currently is from 2024. That said, the OG album that I've got up there is from 1994. Well, technically 1993. I believe I got it for must have been a belated birthday present. If you are collecting yourself, if you've got children that are collecting, if you're a parent or a guardian for someone, let me know. Actually, yeah, well, we'll go from the top. Let us know what football team you support. Let us know who your favourite players are. Let us know what games you've been to today, either to the ground as a season ticket holder, or you've just gone as a one-off. Even as a tourist fan, you've gone overseas. Please let us know. If you're a season ticket holder, that would be interesting. If you've watched any games, it doesn't just have to be Bundesliga. That would be interesting to know. Nearly there, just correcting. Just setting the scene here. It's a bit awkward because I had to move my keyboard. Let's just save space. Right. There is officially now a link to the Discord in the description. There you go. Right, let's come back to what you know. One of my favourite bands as well, Embrace. Danny McNamara, what a top bloke as well. Live in Morley in Leeds, dirty Leeds. They're not dirty anymore, are they? I'm sure there were dirtier teams than Leeds. That France team, by the way, 2022 in the World Cup, they were pretty dirty. Any French in? I respect the job you did.
We did on us. Yeah, you clearly got into Harry Kane's head for that penalty. Well, he scored one, didn't he? And he was trying to recreate the same technique, but bless him. He hasn't missed a penalty since, has he? So there you go, there's atonement. Right, now clearly this is last season, and I'll tell you why we know that. Because
there's a Luton Town player. Now Luton Town are in the proper shit, aren't they, at the minute? You know, as a whole City fan, we're grateful of teams like Luton and Derby and Taffman's Cardiff for absolutely tanking this season. Back-to-back relegations would be a nightmare for Luton. Who's this guy? Tahiti Chong. Oh, it's Chong, yeah, the Dutchman. Do you know what? Yeah, I have seen that guy play before. Yeah, quick drink, like I said, knock off Lil. Freaky, innit? Not an air.
Well, freaky drink milk. So how do they make it?
How do they make it? How do they make these knockoff drinks like the real thing?
Fascinated.
Are you going to tell me? Yeah, it's all in the same factory, Craig. Yeah, it probably is. Just fascinating.
Anyway, back to the stickers. I didn't look, I promise. Didn't look at that one. Who have we got this time? It's a Wolves player. It's Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto. Where's he now? Is he Chelsea? I believe he is. Where's the camera
gone here? I believe he's currently playing for Chelsea. Yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah, he's quite a wind-up merchant. Yeah, of course he's at Chelsea because Arsenal drew with Chelsea 1-1 earlier in the season, or maybe it was around the holiday period. I'm sure he scored an equaliser. Arsenal had a goal. I keep saying we. I shouldn't really, should I? We should try and be not objectionable. Again, that's a comment from my ex-wife, but I mean objective. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, Pedro Neto, brought into this country, not human trafficked, but by. I suppose football managers do traffic players in. The guy that's at Forest, is it Nuno? Yeah, Nuno Espirito de Santos. Right. I have to keep turning him over to see what I'm doing.
Who have we got this time? Oh, I've completely ruined it. Sorry. It's Philip Billing, not Billings, the lad that's
at Southampton. That's a baller, and it will be sold for a ridiculous amount of money. That was a nice kit, that wasn't it? Actually, weirdly enough, talking of kits and nice kits, he looks like. Well, I suppose if you squint and if I hold it further away from the camera, just his hairline, his face, a bit like Kieran Carlin of CCFC. Again, if you've never heard of this kid, I say kid, well, that's patronising, isn't it? Because I'm older than everybody, but he is one of Ellis Platten's mates from the Away Days channel. He's got his own channel. I believe he lives in London somewhere, and he supports Manchester City. But he's got this whole set of videos at the minute where he reviews kits, and just funny actually, because you're not gonna. Well, if you are watching, it's fantastic. I did drop a lot of comments on your videos last night. It was late. I was drinking, but they were great because this guy, just to set this, not this footballer, this Kieran Carlin. If you imagine the slapstick humour of Mr. Bean, and you fused it with the IQ of Richard Adier or Adiodi from the IT crowd, then you get this YouTuber. Yeah, Mr. Bean meets Richard Adiodi, fused together.
I'm not sure he's going to enjoy that, but there you go. Made me laugh at 4 a.m. There we go. Right, who we got this time? Oh, it's a Frenchman. It looks like another Wolves kit. Someone's not shuffled these cards, have they? All these stickers. John Rickner Belgarde.
Any Wolves fans in? Any Wolves fans that are going to be watching this VOD or watching this later on? Let me know what you think about. I've got this guy. Oh, we also need to. I've got a gaming chair that I need to build that'll save my posture. Maybe keep me upright for a few years longer. There you go. He looks happy, doesn't he? He's got great teeth. Not quite Jurgen Klopp teeth, but he's got good teeth. I wonder what he's doing now. Let me know in the chat, by the way, if he is still playing for Wolves. We should really play some more EAFC. I mean, because the Football Manager version that I've got, I mean, I know you can update the database. That's free, isn't it? Although again, I suppose like this sticker book of the past. You know, again, maybe back to a comment from my ex-wife. I am stuck in the past. It is a safe place, you know. What am I trying to say about the past in relation to FM? Yeah, every time I start a save, I start it in 23, right? And I'm sort of reluctant to take on board the modern day transfers. I should do, but we should start streaming EAFC. Again, I talked at the top of this show about one of my favourite games of all time, and I'll bring that box down later, or for the next time assuming you like this, and even if you don't, we'll do it again because it's quite fun. It did take me fucking ages to set this overhead camera up,
which you can't see because it's out of shot.
Yeah, so I'm definitely doing this again. My favourite game of all time is Sensible World of Soccer, and it was simple, you know. Used to play it with a cheetah annihilator. Remember joysticks? Do you remember joysticks? they're easy to break. I think I recall one calendar year I must have gone through 4. Not because they didn't have brittle bones like I did back then. When I was a bit of a chunker, actually. Still am, probably bigger. Well, obviously could be bigger now. I'm 44. I'm bigger now than I was back then. I'm not Benjamin Button. But, yeah, I used to give this joystick... That's not a euphemism, by the way. It's too young for that. I used to give it some welly, and if I lost a game, it would go against the wall. I remember one calendar year, I went through 4 of them. And they weren't cheap, you know. And my pocket money didn't cover the whole expense. So, thank you... Mrs. Yeah, we'll just call her Mrs. Gonzo. Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Gonzo, for making me not go without enjoyment of playing games. It was so simple, though, Sensible Water Soccer. It was literally like you could just tap. You couldn't really run with the ball. Well, you could if you were skilled, and if the players that you had were skilled enough. Although to me, it always felt like it was a level playing field. You know, there were no real attributes towards each player. It was literally in fact there was, you know, I don't think it was. No, I think it was just like collectively the team was better if there was a big household name. It was really about the skill, about knowing how to run with the ball, knowing when to lay off a pass, knowing ultimately how to apply after touch. You know, I know that happens today. There's after touch on D-pads on controllers, elite controllers on the Xbox Series X or S. Back then, though, it was you just literally had to flick this fucking joystick to apply after touch. You could literally score from a kickoff. In fact, I used to fucking wind up my friends, and they would wind me up. It was a top-down game with sprite-based characters and sprite-based animations, and you would pass it left, pass it out right to the winger. And then not even dribble, not even move it, just bang, curl it, top corner, 1-0. I just used to do that time and time again. And some of my friends, Martin with a Y, not you, Martin, bless him, who's no longer with us, but another guy called Martin. Fucking hell, no wonder I went through 4 of those fucking joysticks. Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, please go to YouTube or Ask Jeeves, or Bing, obviously YouTube, yeah. Sorry, it's been tongue-in-cheek. Go on YouTube, look up Sensible World of Soccer, and then you'll see what I mean by literally like bish, bash, bosh, after touch. Also, while you're there, look up a cheetah annihilator. That was the sought after, the holy grail of joysticks back then. There were joypads. Again, I remember with my Mega Drive, which I have, but unfortunately, she's passed on, basically. An OG Mega Drive in the OG box. We used to take that joypad out and plug that into the back of the kind of the port on the Amiga and use that. It was never the same though. It was never that you couldn't quite get that after touch like you could with a Cheetah Annihilator. Anyway, I suppose the modern day equivalent would be the Thrustmaster, which is just an unbelievably apt and guffaw-inducing name, innit? Well, completely off topic. Right, we did get as far as talking about Bella Grande from Wolves and trying to establish if he was still in the game. I mean, obviously he's in the game as a young lad. I will start streaming the AFC so I can get a bit more current with some of these players. I could look it up on FM. I need a second monitor so I could do all that. That'd make my life a lot easier. Anyway, should we go back to the stickers? Oh, that's a great idea.
I have got autism, by the way. I don't know if you figured that one out. I've just noticed, by the way, on the back of the sticker that I can see which club it is. You know, so for example, obviously this is Bournemouth, but this isn't the player underneath, is it? However, fuck it, you know what I mean. It's not like I'm cheating, but like I said to you at the top of the show, and if you come in...
Thank you for joining the chat. We are sort of opening football stickers. These are my children's... I'm going to say they've moved on, but... Fucking hell. If they have, she hasn't told me. Fuck me. Imagine how horrific that would be. Fucking hell. Mind you, I won't put it past her. Back to modern day. Right, so we're opening stickers. These are my children. I bought them for birthday presents, just trips to the shop. They were 90 pence a pack, 5 stickers per pack. This was a couple of years ago. They opened them all. and then one day basically one day I never saw them again. They were gone out of my life. Sob story, I know. Check out I Am Turkey Salad Boy. That's my other channel where I go into more personal issues in life. Anyway, so these stickers were bought for my kids. They opened them. We've got the sticker book, which is right here. However, they never got around to putting them in. So I thought we could make some content out of it, and I could try and you could get to know me a bit better. I could get to know you. Again, let me know what you think of me in the in the chat. If you've got any comments about the stickers, about these players that keep coming up, just bring it on. Anyway, so I'm sort of opening them because I can't turn back the clock. I'm not sure. I can't turn back time. Nearly broke into song there. I can't do that. All I can do is do it this way, where I'm sort of revealing them, in a kind of Paul Daniels, Debbie McGee way. That's the best I can do. Somewhere though, there is one pack, and here's a tease. There is a sticker album, untouched by human hand, and there's a pack of stickers which I haven't opened that are from the Euros. Yeah, so maybe we'll do that another day. If you feel tantalised enough, we do have a, would you call it, virgin? Yeah, like untouched by a virgin. Nearly broke into Madonna there. We've got a sticker album and a pack of stickers unopened from the Euros last year, 2024 Euros. Back to 2024. Back to these stickers, like I say. We're trying to reveal it the best we can. There's a link to the Discord on the screen. It's in the description on YouTube. Right, like I say, I know this is a Bournemouth player on the top, but we're not interested in that one, are we? We're interested in the player underneath. Who is this player? It's Rob Holding, right? Any Arsenal fans out there? Gonzo's telling me that yes, he was a signing once for Arsenal. Was it 1.8 million? Yeah. It feels like he came in from a lower league club. Did he come in from Bolton? Did he come in from Luton? Rob Holding. Let's just check it, because
I'll put in there. For those in the chat, please come and let me know. Rob Holding. I'm sure he came in from somewhere lower league. Yeah, Bolton. I was right. Yeah, Bolton. He went on to Bury. Bury played a game.
Do you remember Bury with that kit? Birthdays? Is it even still going as a shop? There's a birthday card outlet, franchise shop, whatever, chain of shops that was called Birthdays. Very northern word. And they used to be the sponsor for Bury at Gig Lane for years and years and years. I know that one of the Nevilles, or maybe other Nevilles, Gary Neville, Phil Neville, Neville, all put money in to try and save it. I don't think Bury exists anymore, do they? Maybe they've gone the way of Wimbledon. Anyway,
Rob Holding, once of Arsenal. Where's he now? Is he Sheffield United on loan? Has he played any games for Sheffield United? Apparently he's played 6 times. Wow, there you go. Rob Holding, former Arsenal. At some point he'll be going into this sticker book. Right, next one. Let's have a look. Who have we got now? It's Wolves again. I need to shuffle this.
Clearly the autism gene was prevalent in my kids at the time, so they were in some sort of order. I can't see who that is. Mario Lemina, not Lamina Yamal. He's from Gabon. Who else is from Gabon that we know? Patrick Emerick Aubameyang. He's from Gabon, isn't he? He's up here, look. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Even got his tattoos on his forehead. He's probably got Demonte football boots, right? That's why he spent all his spunked all his money. What can we do with him? Can we put him there? If you can see him, sort of discreetly next to, that would have been a. Did that happen? He must have been there. Was he in the same? I should know this. I love the fact that my first search, like the search cache in my browser, is Arsenal bottle job 2023. That's a bit of a fucking that's a bit of a stab in the fucking groin, isn't it? I don't like that. Sorry, excuse my language. That's harsh. I don't want to see that on a Saturday evening when I'm relaxing. Right, I wanted to check if Ozil and Aubameyang had ever played in the same team. But because my keyboard's at a weird angle now, it's not as easy to type. I'm pretty good at typing. Not that I'm showing off, just, you know. It looks like they were, you know. Yeah. What year would that have been then? 2019 maybe? It's a gorgeous photo of them looking happy together. I'll have to put that as an overlay on the VOD. Yeah, so they did play in the same team together. There you go. We go down a lot of rabbit holes on this channel. Right. I don't know anything about this guy. Sorry, this Mario Lemina. So if there are any Wolves fans in, please let me know what he was like, if he's still there. Would you rate him? Was he a baller?
Do you know what? Quickly, just off camera, I'm gonna shuffle these because we don't want to keep picking out bloody Wolves ones, do we, all night?
I don't know if that's what you want, really. I am shuffling them like Paul Daniels again. He was a magician, by the way. He passed away a couple of years ago. OG magician. And he had a helper on stage called Debbie McGee, very famous, blonde lady. There's a very famous sketch. Mrs. Merton was I forget who played Mrs. Merton now, but it was like a chat show host. Like a Graham Norton type character, but it was a man playing as a woman. Again, don't put me on a website. Don't put me on a blog post. Don't woke me. Anyway, it was different in the 90s, wasn't it? You could do that sort of thing. And Mrs. Merton had a guest on, which was Debbie McGee, and one of the first questions he asked her, and you can find this one on YouTube or Ask Jeeves, is what first attracted you, Debbie, to the multi-millionaire Paul Daniels? And that was it. The crowd just fucking lost it. And yeah, that sort of, the ratings off the back of that Mrs. Merton show, well, secured a future few series. And it made Debbie McGee very famous, because what's your comeback to that question? What first attracted you to the multi-millionaire Paul Daniels? Answers in the question, it right? It's clever. Very clever bit of punnage. Very clever. Well, not punnage, but I suppose, but very cleverly put together. Right. I haven't seen them, I promise you, because I wouldn't lie to you. In the words of Jimmy Nail, she's lying, but I'm not. Well, big Jimmy Nail fans on this show as well. Right, let's crack on.
I can see this is a shiny one. It's a shiny. It's Lewis Dunk.
Lewis Dunk. It feels like it's still at Brighton. He plays for Ireland, doesn't he, as well? I'm sure this season during was it the UEFA Nations League? He was playing for Ireland in a game where there was all that guffaw about Jack Grealish and Declan Rice ignoring their Irish roots and playing for England. I'm sure Lewis Dunk was in that Irish team, even though I can see there's England. The other side, sorry. I can see there's an England badge there. I'm sure he was playing, or maybe it was Duffy. Duncan Duffy played at the back. I don't know. That would make more sense. Yeah, Duffy's an Irish name, isn't it? Anyway, Lewis Dunk. Bit of a fucking nemesis of Arsenal. A few of the games that I've been to at the Emirates last few years, he always seems to score. We struggle against Brighton. We struggled this season. I keep saying we again. That's your influence. That's the Aubameyang influence. Naughty boy, wasn't it? It's ultimately why Arteta kicked him out. It's not though, is it? And actually, if you look into that, if you look into the story of what happened with Aubameyang, his mother was really ill. He was away with Gabon on international duty, and I believe he was in an airport, transferring back to the UK. He got a phone call from his family telling him that his mum was really sick, and it was during the COVID. So instead of going back home to the UK to report in for training duty, I'm sure he'd text them on like you would do if you're not necessarily pulling a sickie at work. If you're genuinely ill, you'll have a process, right? Whether you work in a warehouse, whether you work front of house, whether you work in an office, whether you're a builder, a sparky, whatever you are, right? Whether you're a data analyst, doesn't matter. There's a process for bringing in sick. I'm sure Aubameyang did that. Anyway, it showed there was zero empathy from Arteta. He does come across as a bit of an AI bot, doesn't he? I don't know if anyone's got any thoughts on that. He's very Captain Scarlet meets like a sort of AI, like a Elon Musk AI demon. Anyway, and that's ultimately that. I think Arteta used that as a cover story to kick him out. Maybe he didn't like the teeth of the Demontes. I don't know. Either way, that's the true story. It's not that he was just bunking off work because he didn't like Arteta's philosophy. There's a professional athlete that was paid good money, but he was bothered about being home for his mum, who was in trouble because of COVID, and then ultimately he kicked her out. Not Arteta kicked Aubameyang out of the club. Sorry. Where are we going? That right? This is a shiny one. Shiny. Oh, look at this! It's an elite one. This is a special one. Don't know if you can see that, everybody.
I'll bring up
the camera. It's Jordan Pickford. This must have been a special sticker. What's it? Elite. It's an elite one, which is why it's shiny. He's looking really. What's the word I'm looking for? Well, it's a pose, isn't it? It's proper posing. Looks serious, doesn't he? Very serious. Very smarmy. Nice lad though, isn't he, Jordan Pickford? Does a lot for charity. Yeah, shiny Jordan Pickford. Who else would you put in goal for England, by the way? There's a question for the chat. Currently, out of the full crop, out of all the footballers that Thomas Tuchel, all the goalkeepers Thomas Tuchel could select, who would you go with in goal? Would you stick with Pickford? Or would you go with somebody else? Who else would you go with? You can't go with Joe Hart because he's retired. Joe Hart was up there, by the way. We had some little... Oh, you can't see them, can you? Some little figures that I found in a thrift store. Oh, where's it gone now? And funny enough, he was at Hull the other night. That's Frank Lampard. Yeah, I get the impression it's the same artist that was behind that Cristiano Ronaldo sculpture. But that is it's a series of Corinthian figures for the 2006 World Cup in Germany. That's exciting. Yeah, that's the one where England were knocked out because Cristiano Ronaldo, again, didn't he convince the referee that Rooney hurt somebody? Maybe Rooney went in for a tackle. Ronaldo embellished it. It's a good word, isn't it? It's a very neutral word. Embellished it, and Rooney gets sent off, and we get knocked out of that World Cup, don't we? At the Gelsenkirchen, Schalke Stadium. Yeah, which is why we've had a bit of a voodoo. But we put that right, didn't we, in the Euros? Who did we beat there? Was it Serbia? Not Serbia. It was either Slovenia or Slovakia, one of the two. And I can't. Yeah, it's one of those two. I didn't go to any of the. Did you go to the Euros last year? Did you watch any of the Euros last year? Let us know. What have you watched lately? What domestic football have you watched? What Champions League games do you watch? And who do you think will win the Champions League? You only got 4 to pick from. You know, you could use one of those little kids things, couldn't you? Like with the paper. Like PINK. What have I got? I've got Inter. Our money's on Inter, by the way. We should say Arsenal, but it feels like Inter are gonna win the Champions League. Let me know your thoughts. Again, welcome into the chat. We've only got 3 rules, as we have for our Discord. No religion, no politics, and you laugh with, not at, unless it's me, in which case I might let it slide. Let's keep going now, because it's quite fun, these with the stickers. I'm enjoying it. Are you enjoying it? Let me know.
Let me know. I see there's one like already, which is great on YouTube. Thank you so much. I should probably pull this camera down, but I put it high up because ultimately we're going to be putting these stickers in the book. In fact, we'll probably do let's do another 10, and then we'll put those in the book, see what time it is, and we can either call it or we can keep going. Oh, it's a kit. It's Everton.
David Moyes, Everton. Or was it Sean Dicey's Everton? There you go. That's a shirt. I remember this was a feature of that OG sticker album back in 1993/94. There was a double pager where you put the kits in. I believe I had all them. We can check, can't we? Here we go. And we can make use of the camera being up there.
Just check. I'm sure there was a whole. Actually, if it was in the middle, that'd be clever, wouldn't it? Doesn't it be a proper double spread? Manchester City. I could. Steve McMahon wants of Liverpool. David Brightwell, a bright future in front of him. David White. Who's that? Alfonso Gronendijk. Sounds Dutch, doesn't it? Maybe it's Belgian. Right, here we go. Look, I told you. There's a whole double pager and all the kits. And look, Premier League badge. There's a shiny. I even had that one. Yeah, look at that. I completed all them. I had every single kit. And how does it compare with the Everton kit from back then? Let's try and be clever. Look, where's it gone? There's Everton. Look. What? I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. There you go. Which one's your preference? Is it the OG Everton kit of '94 with the NEC, Japanese technology provider, or is it the stake.com? Which is your favourite? We should run a poll, shouldn't we, really? That's the sort of thing you can do on Twitch. You can run polls, can't you? How many polls were in that Everton team on 1994?
Oh, you don't want to be in this head, I can tell you for a fact. Anyway, yeah, we've got... Yeah, Everton kit. Brilliant. Simple. A bit like myself. Right.
Let's keep going. It's fun, mate. I've just seen an Arsenal badge, everyone.
Oh yeah, that's the... Oh, where's it gone? Is it that way? Yeah. That's the cliche bell that we ring. We ring for cliches. Like it's sticker book of two halves. We give it a dong. I've got 4 viewers in, but you're all either shy or you've got me on in the background. Either way, I don't mind. Just thanks for coming along. If you do want to say anything, you don't want to share anything, go for it. Like, subscribe, share your thoughts in the chat. That's sorry, Craig, because life's inverted. Or join the Discord. Oh, that is good. That knockoff little. That is nice. Like I said,
so I saw an Arsenal badge on one of these on the corner here. Who've we got? I should get a drum roll as a sound effect. Who've we got? We got Yuri and Timber.
It's going down like a timber in that Keisha and Pitbull. I had that on before. They like to dance around to some music like a twat. Yuri and Timber. Great player, yeah, good signing that. I felt for him when he came in. He played in that Community Shield game last season, didn't he, against City? He got injured and we didn't see him for the rest of the season. He's got a brother on that plays. Is it Quentin Timber? I'm sure his brother plays for. His brother play for PSV. Let's just check that because it's going to bother me. If you're in the chat, let me know, please. I'd appreciate that. Again, if I was playing EA Sports, EAFC regularly, I'd know the answer to that one, because it feels like he's a sort of sort of player that you would pull quite frequently, or he'd be on the transfer, where you can go and buy and sell players. Not Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Timber. Feyenoord, yeah, of course, yeah. Along with Quintilan and Hartman, another favourite of mine on Football Manager. Not that I've ever got the money to bring those sort of players in, but desperately the second on it. Yeah, there you go. So there's Timber, regularly playing for Arsenal this season, which is great. We're not really back to again. We're not really getting the results, are we? Is that what's that? What's happening there? Is that because we haven't got a regular number 9? So is Kai's that injured? And yet somehow Arteta, the Elon Musk AI bot has managed to produce a victory, a resounding victory over 2 legs against Real Madrid, which apparently is going to get Ancelotti kicked out of the club in the summer. Wow. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on that one. Well, let me know your thoughts on anything, but if you watched Arsenal versus Real Madrid, yeah, never saw that one coming.
I mean, I've got to be honest.
Right,
who have we got here? This is Ethan Pinnock. Ethan Pinnock from Jamaica. Who's the current Jamaica manager?
Is it Steve McLaren's? Feels like it is, isn't it? Feels like it's Steve McLaren's. There you go. Don't know much about this guy. If any Brentford fans, any bees in or around, I suppose it's not really not really the season for bees yet, is it? It's spring. Oh, it's on the way, right? I suppose this is where bees do all that work, producing honey. You can tell I wasn't really good at science, can you? Centre back, Pinnock. Right, let's do 5 more, and then
we'll put some in the book and see what we get to. Right. Oh, sorry. A bit quick there, wasn't I? Who have we got? It's Destiny.
Destiny and Doggy. Who sings that? Destiny's Child. Maybe this is Destiny's Child. This is Destiny and Doggy. My neighbour next door, he's a Tottenham fan. I mean, that's fate, isn't it? Put a Tottenham fan next to an Arsenal fan. In fact, for a short while in life, try and wrap your head around this. There used to be 3 Craigs within 4 houses of each other. Isn't that mad? 3 Craigs within 4 houses. And fittingly, the other one was a Dirty Leeds fan. But there's Destiny's Child, Destiny and Doggy. Yeah. Actually, the last time I did play EAFC, it was the previous version, previous incarnation, the first one without the FIFA license. I did unpack this guy, and he was pretty goddamn useful. He's quite useful on Football Manager as well. I brought him into an not AC Milan. Where's it gone? Where's that gone? There. I brought him into a Milano. Anyone been there, by the way, Milan, for a weekend? Either with your partner or family. Have you been to the San Siro? I suppose that's the question I'm trying to ask. Because if you haven't, stick it on your bucket list. It's a fantastic stadium. I mean, it's a bit like no, that's not fair, is it? Can't call it a student digs. It's subject to wear and tear. It's like that little clause in the contract of a rental agreement. Subject to wear and tear. We may or we may not fix it. Yeah, it could do with a lick of paint. I can tell you that. But there's a spectacle when you come out of the subway, because Milan has an underground, and then bang, you see it in front of you, especially at night. Fucking hell, it looks amazing. Honestly, Phew. Yeah, looks amazing. It's an amazing spectacle. Quite easy to navigate as well, actually, and very cost effective. The subway, the underground in Milan, very much like Austria. When I was in Austria last year, which is, well, I had that shit on before, by the way, that Rapid Vienna. But yeah, I think it was €8 for 24 hours of travel on both the underground, the subway, and on buses. Unbelievable value. You know, take note, all the politicians and all the councils in the UK.
Let's get this country back on its feet. Let's make Great Britain great again. How's that?
I said we don't do any politics on this show. Let's make Great Britain great again. Anyway.
What have we got here? It's a shiny. It's a Brighton and Hove Albion
badge. Look at that. It's a shiny Brighton and Hove Albion badge, which is quite appropriate, right? Because earlier we did unpack. Well, sort of. Where's it gone? I can't bloody find it now. Lewis Dunk, wasn't it, if I recall? There you go. We did unpack, in quotation marks, Lewis Dunk. There you go. So we've got 2 Brighton players. Sorry, a Brighton player and a Brighton badge. Okay, we'll do 3 more. And then we'll actually put these
in the book. Not as sexy, but you know, I've got to find it. Who have we got here then? Oh, I saw the Italian flag. No, it's not. It's French. It's Raphael Varane. Wow.
I don't believe he's at Manchester United anymore, is he? Varane. There you go. Any Manchester United fans in? Only French football supporters in? Only French people in it? Just any people from Manchester? There is somebody there. I know, because I keep seeing it on the analytics. There's 4 of you in here. Thank you so much for giving up your time on a Saturday evening. Even if it isn't Saturday evening where you are, welcome aboard. I've got to check that. Like a famous Italian painter, Raphael Varane. He did retire, didn't he? Yeah, I thought he did. I'm sure I read that. When was this news article written? September last year. Raphael Varane retires. Former Manchester United and France defender ends career at the tender age of 31 after suffering a serious knee injury. He did win the World Cup though. He was about to embark on a new chapter in Serie A with Como, which is managed by ex-Arsenal midfielder Cesc Fabregas, as you know. But didn't quite make it because he had to retire with injury. That's a shame, isn't it? What did you think of him at Manchester United? Any thoughts? Again, it's not my club, so I can't really comment. But I do remember he used to play for Real Madrid. That was quite a big signing when he came in. Not sure who signed him. Was it Ferguson? It wouldn't be Ferguson, would it? Who signed him? That's what the chat's there for, isn't it? You let me know. Right, 2 more. Alright, 3 more then. Why not? Fuck it.
3 more. 3 more. Oh, over here. Sorry. Who's this one? This is Harvey Elliott. Wow, the sticker gods are dragging this one out and making it fun, aren't they?
Yeah, and you did. Well, you heard me shuffle them. I didn't shuffle these and make it. This isn't scripted, by the way. This is fate. This is Harvey Elliott. What a season he's having for Liverpool, by the way. Have you seen the Jurgen Klopp documentary on Amazon? Well, it might be on a different service provider for streaming of entertainment where you are, or maybe you're using one of those dodgy sticks. Again, no questions asked here. It's a safe space. Safe space here. Anyway, his dad's his biggest fan, but also his biggest critic. Yeah, it's a great documentary, by the way. It had me in tears. Yeah, and I'm not even a Liverpool fan. I was a bit sad that Jurgen Klopp was sort of implicated in Marco Rosa being fired from RB Leipzig, and probably stings in the back of Rosa's throat as well, considering that was his best mate, because he brought him into Mainz back in the day when Jurgen swapped from being a player manager to managing full time. Yeah, Harvey Elliott there. Right, 2 more then.
2 more. Who have we got here? We've had a couple of spares, haven't we? We've had Fraser Forster.
We've had Ivan Perisic. What a baller he is. And we've had Harvey Elliott. We've had Jordan Pickford as a shining. We've had a couple of kits, couple of badges.
Who have we got this time? Right, 2 more to go. Who's this? I see Italy. That's interesting. Oh, it's Nicolo Zaniolo.
Nicola Zaniolo. I don't believe he's at Villa at present. I believe he's moved on. Sure, I've seen him in the Champions League playing for somebody else. Was it a Belgian team? Maybe when Villa played against them. I'm sure he's back in Italy. Anyway, he was at Villa. Any Villa fans in? Matt, are you around? One of my friends, Matt. If he was, he'd tell me. If he looks at the VOD, he'll tell me. It's not El Barrett, is it? I mean, different colour for a start. Different Pantone on his skin. Nicola Zaniolo there. Last one for now. Well, for now, we'll see how we get on, because we've got to put these in the book first. Right. Terry Streeter, here we go, look. Your smile makes me feel happy. I'm a sub. Brilliant, Terry. Thank you so much. Let's get that message on the screen. Am I good? Yeah. I am good, Terry, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, try and enjoy me Saturday evening with me knockoff. With me knockoff lilt. Me totally tropical Fell off the back of a lorry taste. Terry's a subscriber, fantastic. You can all be subscribers too, by the way. All you got to do is click that button and then click that bell. Your smile makes me feel happy. Well, that's brilliant. Thank you, Terry. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, it's the only one I've got, and it's the only one I'll be using for a while until people tell me otherwise. Since you're here, let's keep going for a bit. Then let's do a few more. Then. I know we're doing the last one, but for Terry, then let's dedicate this one for Terry. Let's make it a good one.
Let's make this a good one. Who have we got? Who have we got? Nationality. I see English. I see some red. It's Cameron Archer.
I don't know if you like Cameron Archer. I don't even know if you're a Blade, Terry. Let us know what team you support, and we'll try and use our magic to come up with that player from that team, or just a player from that team, whoever you support. But yeah, that was the dedication, Cameron Archer. Where is he now? At Southampton? Is that right? I'm sure he's at Southampton. If it's the same Archer. Yes, it is, because he's in my fantasy football team, which I haven't touched for a while, to be fair, because of my obsession with the Bundesliga. Bundesliga. There you go. Cameron Archer. Currently, I'm sure it's Southampton. I'm sure someone will let me know if I've got that wrong. Right, let's do another batch of 3. Seems as though we've got someone interacting with us. Thank you, Terry. Thanks for joining. Means a lot to have people, followers, people giving up their Saturday evenings. Again, even if I'm on in the background, I'll take that. I'll take that as a metaphor for my life. I'm there, I'm involved, I'm in the background, but I'm still there, I'm still present.
Like David May. back in the day. Right, who's it? Oh, this looks like a fancy one. This is a stat star. Who's this? It's Marcus Rashford.
Look at that. It's Marcus Rashford. Currently on loan at Aston Villa, where he seems to be going through a bit of a renaissance, similar to Ollie Burke, the dapper dressed Scot, who's currently, well, I say, yeah, he is Werder Bremen. He was on loan, Ollie Burke. Where was he on loan at? I want to say Millwall and Birmingham, which is weird because that's where Mayoshi from Bochum, VFL, little Japanese Mayoshi, I'm sure he played for those same 2 clubs. Anyway, Ollie Burke's a renaissance man for Werder Bremen, the form team, although I didn't check the result today. This is Marcus Rashford, his career's, that trajectory, put my teeth back in, his trajectory as a player seems to be back on the up under Dracula at Aston Villa. Yeah, Marcus Rashford. What's the significance of this card then? Stat star. I don't know. Looks fun though, doesn't it? He did a lot for charity, Marcus Rashford. Yeah, lot for the underprivileged. Lots of kids that are going through poverty. Lots of families that are suffering poverty. I know. I completely. I contradict myself at times, saying no politics and no religion. But come on, he's one of the good guys. I think. I know he's been a bit naughty, right? He went on some drinking benders, didn't he, in Ireland? But he's done his bit for charity. He still will. Knows where his heart is. Knows where his people are. More importantly,
knows where his roots are. What have we got here? Croatian. Oh, this is fascinating. Is it going to be Perisic again?
It was a guess who got a swap. Hence, I titled this thumbnail, by the way, as "Got Need," because that was parlance, right? That was a phrase. That was something that you said to your mates, your friends back in the day when you turn up in the playground with your Wodgy stickers, or even if it was 1 or 2. You said, "Look, I've got some swapsies here." Well, in 2025, I've got some swapsies, and it's even Perisic. Ivan Perisic. There's my swapsies. I'll have to create a swapsy pile, won't we? And then go to some sort of event which is CBS checked, DBA. What is it? DB checked, and send me stickers. Oh. Not a cliche, but I'm anticipating a knock on the door.
And it went with the People's Lottery. Different kind of uniform. Right, who've we got here? Oh, Cameroon. That could be anybody. That could be absolutely anybody. I keep doing it in the wrong place, don't I? We've got another Brighton and
Albion. You know, we're 2/5 of the way of building a 5-a-side team for Brighton. Carlos Baleba? Yeah. Smart team, aren't they, Brighton? And I'll caveat that. Well, I should validate the comment, sorry, that, and I'll put it in football manager terms, they know how to scout the globe, find the young talent, train it up, send it out on loan, bring it back, put it in the first team, and then sell it on for fucking huge profit. Not that I'm saying the game is all about money, although we did meet, by the way, he's still working, by the way, the legend that is John Helm, who's an iconic football commentator from the 80s, 90s, and he's still working at the grand old age of 182. Sorry, he's 83. We met him at the Hull City game the other night, sat, because I sit in the... If you've ever been to the MKM Stadium, used to be KC Stadium. Sit in the West Upper, right at the top. I say right at the top, it's not exactly the San Siro, but right at the top where all the media people are and the data analysts sit behind us. And there was John Hellman. His comment to me was, I asked him what he thought of the game. He said, yeah, all deserved to get back into it. Frank Lampard was stood behind us because he was serving a touchline ban. And John said, oh, the game's all about money, though, isn't it, this day? And he did that gesture. And I was thinking, that's interesting that you think that. Anyway, in football terms, you got to again in the VOD. I'll put an on-screen animation of clapping it in, because you got to clap it in for Brighton. They are savvy at scouting the world, finding the talent, and then selling it on for fucking huge profits. Not that the game's all about money, but it is a business, right? It is a business. I saw a West Ham badge then. Any West Ham fans in? What do you think of playing at the Olympic Stadium? To me, seems like the atmosphere's a bit shit. I've been there to watch rugby, which I know sounds strange. When the 2015... back on this camera. 2015 Rugby World Cup, England hosted it amongst a series of grounds. One was Twickenham. I went to that, and I went to the what is now the West Ham ground. No atmosphere, mate. No atmosphere. Must be horrible. Why don't they stay at the Berlin? Oh, is it because John Helm's right? It's all about the money. Probably right, isn't he? Anyway, no religion, no politics. We've got a West Ham player. What's that? That's a French badge. Who do you think this is going to be? It's Kurt Zuma. That's what your cap feels. That's what your cap feels. Na 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 na. That's how your cap feels. For legal reasons, I better just check. He is that guy, isn't he? Yeah. That's how your cat feels. That's how your cat feels. Na 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 na. Naughty boy, isn't he? We should put him outside. See how he likes it. Kurt Zuma, West Ham. Many West Ham fans in? Any happy hammers? Probably some nonplussed hammers. Probably some pretty blunt hammers, because Brian Potter, it's not really working, is it? It was in the beginning, because every club gets that new manager, bounce, but it doesn't feel like it's working there at the minute. Just like Chelsea have dropped off with Maresca. I don't really follow the Premier League as much as what I should. There are other content creators for that. We focus on the Bundesliga. 4 games, some teams have still got 5 games to go. If you didn't know, but you'd like to know, current leaders of the Bundesliga are probably no surprises. It's a surprise, probably for this season anyway. Bayern Munich are top of the Bundesliga with a 9-point lead over Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen play tomorrow, by the way. They play on Sonntag, which is German for Sunday. They're away at St. Pauli, and they play pretty much in Hamburg at the Milan Tour. St. Pauli don't concede many goals. They've only conceded 15 goals at home all season, but they've only scored 9. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine a Premier League team only fucking scoring 9 goals at home? Jesus. and if kept with the same manager, Alexander Blessing, he'll be counting his blessings if he manages to get another goal tomorrow. See that? That was a pun. Pungent. What's that guy's name? Comedian, very funny. Anyway. Well, a lot of French players in the Premier League. It's not another Raphael Varane, is it? Let's have a look. It only is. I think because I saw the edge of. Sorry, you didn't see that, did you?
Did you? Sorry, I'll do that again. Even though I spoiled it. Although not for the VOD, I could edit this bit out, can I? I got to that part. Oh, you can't see it, can you? Because the camera's too far away. And I saw the French flag. I saw the arm, and I thought, I wonder if that's Raphael Varane again.
Yeah. Raphael Varane retired because of an knee injury. That's a shame. That's a shame. He was a talented player. I mean, he won the World Cup. He'd won things at Real Madrid. I suppose he went out on a high.
Right. We'll do two more because Terry's gone quiet. Bless. If I'm still there on in the background, I'm grateful. We've got 5 people in. Don't be shy, people. Honestly, this is a safe space.
So I'll look you in the eye. This is a safe space. Anything goes, right? We talk football. Bundesliga is the focus, but to be honest, that's a niche interest at the minute. Someone came in the chat the other day on a live stream and suggested that I renamed this entire channel and actually opened it up and talked about pretty much every football club, which my response was, that's a great idea. I wouldn't get a lot of fucking sleep though, would I? I'd be sleeping less than Maggie if I did that. Although I'm grateful that there was someone giving their time in the chat and having an intelligent thought and sharing that with a wider group and suggesting something which can only make it better, make us more appealing, because it's a bit niche, I suppose. But the whole point is to educate and entertain. That sounds like the BBC mission statement, right? Inform, entertain. Oh, there was one more. I used to fucking know that because I did a media studies degree 27 years ago. Inform, educate and entertain. There you go. That is still, if you look it up, the BBC's mission statement or mantra or whatever they call it these days. So yeah, that's percolating in my mind that we could rename this channel and open the scope up, but maybe we'll do another channel. That's one for another night, because right now we're opening stickers, aren't we? Old stickers. Well, they're not that old, are they? Only from last year. Sorry, get the album back. We're opening stickers which eventually tonight will go in this book, which is the 2024 Premier League Panini sticker book, which you could have bought a pack of 5 for 90 pence. Now in euro it works out about €1.05. So yeah, that's what I was doing with my kids a couple of years ago.
That's what we'll do right now. Let's see what we've got now. I see a Cameroon badge. I see blue. I've got this feeling it's Brighton again. Looks like it is a Brighton player.
I did shuffle these, I promise. I did shuffle them. We've got another Carlos Belieber. Yeah. See? Must have been fucking good business. They got 2 of them. Got 2 for 1. Imagine if you could do that. If you could multiply, duplicate players, sell them on and bag the double profit. I'm not an accountant. Sounds like you get arrested for doing that.
Nick Leeson. Remember Nick Leeson? We're straying off the point. Right, here we got here. Oh, this looks like a kit. Is it G-Tech? If it's G-Tech, it's Brentford, right? That's my guess. It's not a Sheffield United. I got
similar colour scheme. Again, obviously these are old because Sheffield United were relegated last season. Sorry, Blades fans. Sorry, John. They're fucking diabolical, didn't they? Didn't Arsenal smash them though, like 8-1 or something, or 8-0 or 8-2, whatever? Feels like it was 8-0. That's another shit. So what's the? We had an Everton one. Yeah, we unpacked an Everton shit before.
Right, last one then before we start. Before we take stock of what we've got. What's this one? Danish. Oh, don't recognise the badge on the arm. A lot of Danish people at Brentford. Thomas Frank, the manager, included. It is Mad, not Mads Mikkelsen.
Not the actor. It's not Mads Mikkelsen. It's Mads Andersen, who assume he either still plays for Luton or his agent's gotten a better gig because they went down, and hopefully if they go down again, he'll be on the back of his agent going, can you I can't do accents. Could you move me on? And what was that? Oh. Could you move me on? I don't know what that accent is, but anyway. Yeah, he'd be mad with that, wouldn't he, if he heard it? Probably not. Probably like the exposure. Right, it feels like we can't leave it on. We can't end on a Luton player, can we? Again, no disrespect to the Hatters or any Hatters fans, but we can't end it on that. Come on. Let's try and just if anybody else, well, there are people viewing. You could follow Terry's example, Terry Streeter, and become a subscriber. Really simple. You click on. Well, you can go to the Discord. Where's that gone? You could go on the Discord, and there's a link there, or you could just go onto YouTube. Right? You can just. it's on the page. It's right. Practically, we've done the work for you. Right? Just go on that subscribe. Hit the bell as well, so you know when more videos are coming out. We've got into the point now where we're doing daily content, which I suppose that ultimately was the plan. We just switched from scripting everything, which, okay, scripting kept it tight, but it boxed in my autistic personality, and it's not me, right? So we ditched all that. We started doing everything as a live stream, and then back on me again. Yeah, not that he does a great deal. I know you do. You bring the passion for Arsenal, you bring a few stats, I know that, buddy. And you look good in that kit. But I do most of the technical work. What was I saying? Yeah, so we don't really do many scripted videos now. It's all live streams where we like to interact with our fans, with the community. We do the show, and then later on in the day I go through it, I edit it, put a bow on it, and we stick it out as a VOD. Which you'd know, right? Because if you subscribe, then you'll know those videos are dropping. But we've got to the point where it's pretty much daily content now. Just because of the cadence. Oh, lovely word, isn't it? What words do you like? What's your favourite word, Terry? I think I've got 3. Cadence, cusp, and the other one doesn't begin with C, to keep it all iterated. What is my third favourite word? I had a friend at university who was a Forest fan who used to like the word plume. That is in like plume of smoke. Yeah, I like cusp. Cusp is interesting, isn't it? Cusp is it's a satisfying word to say. Cusp, cadence, that comes up a lot. It's a wanky business term, isn't it? And I feel liberated. I feel liberated that I'm no longer in that fucking space of speaking. Yeah, corporate bollocks. I'm not in. Well, not. Well, I'll have to go back to it, so we'll probably have to hide this video. But yeah, cusp, cadence, plume. There you go. There's 3 words that we like. None of them are really applied to football, I suppose. Or they could be. Like Bayern Munich are on the cusp of winning the Bundesliga and lifting that salad bowl, the Meisterschale, and 9 points ahead of Bayer Leverkusen. Like we say, going into a game tomorrow. We're going to open one more because we don't want to end on a Luton. Again, no disrespect to Luton fans, all the Hatters, all what they achieved on a budget.
Right, let's try and end on someone exciting. I say end. We're going to put them in the book, but I meant as in unpacking.
Actually, I need to quantify that. I don't know what these are, by the way. Obviously, I know they're stickers. I'm not that thick. I mean, I don't know what's coming, right? Because I just shuffled them because it felt like they were in some sort of order, which again would be my autistic framing for life. Everything's got to be everything for a place and a place for everything.
Right.
So I shuffled them, but I don't know what's coming now. Right? It's all drama,
all unscripted drama. I can see an England badge. That is either going to be Villa, West Ham or Burnley, because of course Burnley, by the way, were in the Premier League last year.
Burnley, and who was managing Burnley last year in the Premier League? It was the big-brained one, Vincent Kompany.
It's Aaron Ramsey.
Right. Now, technically, we could sort of stop now because Aaron Ramsey now plays for Villa, right? And what a career he's having. Aaron Ramsey. There you go. Is he in the England team? It feels like he's been playing under Thomas Tuchel. Well, he's only had 2 games, right, as manager, but it feels like... What a gig that is, by the way. England manager. Oof. A lot of money. Travel the world. Suppose you take shit every day from the media when things aren't going well, and even when they are going well, it's just assumed that you're supposed to win those sort of games. Let's do another one, right? Oh, I've seen an Aston Villa badge.
This could be interesting.
Be funny. Be funny if we pull out Aaron Ramsey. Not Aaron Ramsey. No, although funny enough, ex-Arsenal Aaron Ramsey, I read that Cardiff have brought him in to manage what's left of their season, right? So Cardiff, it feels like a going down. Aaron Ramsey's been asked to just motivate the team and do what he can to keep them up. There you go.
So from... it's Aaron Ramsey.
Sorry, yeah, not that Aaron Ramsey, because again, there's a difference in Pantone.
I'll show myself out there. Right, what's this? Oh, we got them star stickers. They were quite cool, weren't they? It's Tyrone Mings.
I assume he's learnt the rules about not handling the ball in the area after what happened against Club Brugge. There you go. That feels like a nice one to pause on, doesn't it? Any Villa fans out there? What do you think of Tyrone Mings? Look, you know, it felt like that was a period in football in the not like. It's not a profound comment that's coming out, but I mean, when he handballed it in the area after a pass from, it wasn't Martinez in goal, was it? It was the other keeper. Whatever his fucking name. I'm not a Villa fan. Anyway, he picks the ball up and he concedes was it a penalty? Was it? Anyway, Club Brugge scored from that incident, and then there was that big hurrah or furore around what Gabriel had done for Arsenal, you know. Similarly in a game, was it against Liverpool? Was it maybe it was in the Champions League? Anyway, it's been done before, but it seemed that Tyrone Mings was being scapegoated for it. Anyway, very effective defender for Aston Villa. Right now
look at all these. Look, we'll move that one. We don't know what that one is. Let's just move them out of the way a little bit. Right, so this is what we've opened.
This is what we've opened this evening.
All these. We've got a couple of swaps, I recall. We've got 2 Perisic or Perisai. Alan Partridge there. We've got 2 Balayas. Swapsies. I think we've got 2. We've got 2 Varans. It's in here somewhere, isn't it? You're in here somewhere, son. I saw you moan eyes. Yeah, 2 Varans, look. There's some swapsies there. There's some shinies. There's some club kits. A couple of Wolves players. A few Brighton players. Brighton badge. That was quite cool. Yuri and Timber. Marcus Rashford. Ex-Arsenal Rob Holding. Currently on loan at Sheffield United. Yeah, that's what we've
unpacked so far. And what we'll do then, we'll stick a few of these in the book. If you like it, we'll keep going. If not, we'll pause and we'll pick up another day. Right. So for this, quick drink. Anybody who's with us now? There's people in here. I'm not sure Terry is. Looks like Terry might have gone, but thank you so much, Terry. Really appreciate you being part of the journey. Very easy to subscribe and hit that bell so you get all the notifications of when the live streams are going live. Remember going live? Philip Schofield, Sarah Green and Gordon the Gopher. Now I had a Gordon the Gopher, again, because believe it or not I was young once. I believe that's the boys have got that at their mums. Might have to dig that one out. Yeah. And there used to be Andy Peters in the broom cupboard in a space, probably no bigger than this, certainly no smaller than this, with Gordon the Gopher. Yeah, wow, what a childhood we had. Right, so this is the album. This is last season's. If you just joined, thank you so much for giving up your Saturday evening, or nearly into Sunday morning. It's 3 minutes to midnight. Here's the sticker books. Last season's Panini Premier League 2024. These packs were bought. Well, actually, there was a few of those adrenaline packs. There was a few boxes, the little tins that you get stickers in. There's a pack though. It was 90 pence or €1.05, and you got 5 stickers in a pack. So that's the background. So this is the album. We're going to quickly put 4 or 5 in, and then probably call it a night just because of the time.
Right. So let's start with Perisic then. Even Perisic will start there. He's Tottenham. His number is 564. So let's go in the book. Oh, there's that star stats category for Forest at least. Right, we're looking for what? 564. Right. Anyone see it? I've just seen it. Here he is. In fact, look how far we've come. Right, just entertain me a second. Right. So like, yeah, I'll open it just as a random page. It's Liverpool 162.
Any Liverpool fans? If there's anybody out there that also owned this, I'll do it that way. It's easier. Owned that. I'd love to know who 162 was. Again, we could look it up. I don't think anyone's answering the mail here. You know. I don't think there's anybody there replying to that, but I'd be fascinated to know
who 162 was. And I call this out because, again, the difference is they were just a number, which again sounds very political. We don't do that here. But Ivan Perisic, look, it's a fancy piece of graphic work, probably done with InDesign or some sort of software like that, where there's a gradient of his face, so you know where to put him. So I guess that prohibits you from putting the wrong players in the wrong slot, as it were. If this was a Liverpool one, I could have made a cracking segue to Arnie's slot, couldn't I? But I'm not that smart. Anyway, first one of the day, first one of the night, first one of the stream, going in the book. There you go. Whoa, nice and neat. Not perfect, so my artistic brain's going overload, going, you should probably do that again. But we're not going to do it again. Right, this stat card here, I'll just cover that so you can see it. Maybe I'll put it there. Look. I'm not actually going to put it there. I'm not reckless, I'm not a heathen. 462. Stat star. 462. There we go. There's Jadon Sancho. Look. Is he going to come back for a 4th time? 462. It's right at the bottom. Look. Here we go, there's a bit of blurb about Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford was in blistering form last season. I assume that was the 22-23 season. His 17 Premier League goals equalled his best ever top flight haul.
Sorry, microphone. And his 30 goals in all competitions, so voted the Red Devils players and fans player of the year. Marcus Rashford. Oh, it's going to be wonky. I don't like it. That feels better. There you go. It's not perfect.
Oh, sorry, you can't quite see that. Okay. Where's it gone? Have I gone past it? No, it's there.
There you go. Marcus Rashford, stat star. 2 on the board. If the volume just increase slightly because I've moved the microphone closer to my face. Yeah, just there. That's proof. Right. We've got two likes. Got some people in. Feel free to drop some comments into the chat like Terry did. Yeah, look. Your smile makes me feel happy. Thank you, Terry. Feels like you've gone for the night. No problem. Thanks for joining us. Let's do 5, right? Because I like to do things in blocks. Let's put Kurt Zuma in. That's how your cat feels. That's how your cat feels. No. He's captain.
Wow.
Even after all that. That animal. Yeah, got to be careful.
Don't get yourself in trouble. 583, the captain.
I suppose there's a bit of shininess to that sticker.
I like that.
Kurt
Zuma, captain. Is he still the captain? I don't know. Any West Ham fans in? Let us know. Let's put him on one of these Raphael Varanes because
I've got a swap of him.
Oh, there's a picture of David. You can't see. Sorry.
David Moyes, look. Bottom corner.
David Moyes' second spell in the Hammers top seat.
See, he's looking like his best yet. The 10-time Premier League Manager of the Month winner, steered the club to Europa Conference League glory, and 14th place in the top flight last season. Brilliant. Right. Raphael Varane. 4-4-1. There we go. I found him. Sorry, you can't really see it. You can. There's
Eric Ten Hag.
Eric Ten Hag enjoyed a successful first season at Old Trafford, guiding the Red Devils to third and Carabao Cup glory, and winning Manager of the Month twice. Using his possession-based football to add more silverware with the goal in 2023/24. He did, didn't he? He won the FA Cup, beating City, beating
his rivals.
4-4-1, Raphael Varane. Oh, is that in right? No, I was stretching there. It'll do, won't it? It'll do. It's authentic. I'm autistic. It's all good. Right, putting one more in. We're going to put Urian Timber in. Right, he is number 58 in this book. Just so rather studious looking Thomas Frank there. Not in the rooms, I mean in the sticker book. He was in the room. He's kept quiet. I'd have got him a drink. What do you think Thomas Frank likes to drink? There's a question. There's one to ponder. If Thomas Frank came to your house, I suppose it would depend on the time of day, wouldn't it, really? Like, if it was in the evening, it strikes me as a red wine drinker. It strikes me as very cosmopolitan, very well educated, very well cultured. Thomas Frank came in the evening, he strikes me as a red wine guy. Maybe even a Rioja, that'd be cheeky, wouldn't it? If he came in the day, coffee, yeah, like a drip cup kind of man. Yeah. I'd still to this day don't know what that means. Someone tried to introduce me to it when I was in California, but it just seemed a bit poncy. Urian Timber in the house. There you go. And actually, you can see my children did put some of the stickers in. Look, Takahiro, Tomiyasu, and Alexander. Not from the Meerkat advert, but it's Zinchenko in the book already. And there you go. Feels like it's quite a successful first stream. I'm not sure what the volume was like because the microphone was sort of sticking out the way because I needed to reach over and touch and see the camera. Yeah. So what have we unpacked? 20 stickers maybe. We've got some swapses, we've got some badges, we've got some kits. I'm inclined to put these in offline just to because it's something to do, isn't it? In my downtime. Because believe it or not, I do have some downtime, although I spend most of it editing, trying to come up with ideas for more videos. But yeah, it feels like we've had a good stream there. We've had a good stream putting stickers into last season's Panini Premier League album. That's been fun, that. And there's a huge Wodge. Look, Wodge. I know a guy called Wodge, who's also an Arsenal fan. Look, we've got a big Anton stack of stickers there. Anton stacks in a TSG Hoffenheim midfield alongside the golden boy Tom Bischoff, who in 4 games time will be on his bike. Maybe he's got a bike, feels like he's got a car. Will be in his German built sports car on the way to Munich. Right, not going to look at them. I'm going to put them to one side. That's for tomorrow's fun. If you have enjoyed it, let me know. I mean, obviously we're about to wrap up now, but posthumously, no, I'm not passing on. What am I trying to say? If you find this live stream as a saved video, or even if you see the VOD at a later date, please, come in, give it a like. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Drop some comments. Let me know how it went. Honestly, I'm a big boy. I mean, I'm an adult. I can take it. I've raised 2 children. I've travelled the world. I've had a lot of stressful jobs in my time. Hopefully, I've got another 20 years left. Maybe not opening stickers. I probably would do, actually, because I find it very calming, like a calming goat. Let me know if you think it was shit. If there was some things that you would like to see improved. If you really enjoyed it, I mean, that's even better. There's no better way of showing that you enjoyed it by liking the video and ultimately for subscribing. For those that were part of it and that commented, like Terry Streeter, who's declared his allegiance for being a subscriber, that's fantastic. Terry likes to smile. Thank you so much. It's the only one I've got. I like to keep it that way. Yeah, for all of you that were involved, thank you so much for giving up your Saturday evening. Like, subscribe, join the Discord. Like I said, the link it's in the, well, it's here, look. There's the link. But if you don't want to take that down note for note, as it were, then you can find it in the description box. We've really enjoyed it. It's been fun, hasn't it, Gonzo? Oh, look, we've got Aubameyang's joined the trio as well. We'll be back on Sunday to get on the hype train for the Bundesliga games for Bayer Leverkusen travelling to St. Pauli. Pressure's on Xabi Alonso. I mean, it's been on for quite a while, but it's on now because he's now, the difference between his team and Big Brain Vincent Company is 9 points, right? So he has to win. It's got to be a win tomorrow. Otherwise, well, one more win and, well, 2 more wins and it's game over anyway. We feel like Munich just need 3 more wins. They got one today. Routine win, 4-0 over Frank Schmidt's Heidenheim. If Leverkusen slip up tomorrow, even if they draw, they'll be kicking themselves because it'll mean they'll be reliant upon, well, they sort of are reliant upon Munich's results, but you get my point. But Leverkusen have got to win. We'll be back tomorrow to hype that up. And we'll even be putting some more stickers in the book because I like this setup. I like the routine. There'll be some more natural light tomorrow because at the minute it feels a bit like we're trapped in Vegas. And having been there umpteen times, I'm still not adjusted to that lack of natural light. You never know what time it is. You could be drinking knockoff Lil for 24 hours straight. Anyway, let's end it there. Thank you for all those that gave up your time. Please like, subscribe, share it with your friends, join the Discord. Remember, everyone's welcome here. It's a safe space because men cry too. Take care for now. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your Easter. We'll be back though. Don't worry.